Hello friends, welcome to today's session. Today we are going to discuss about what are the things that we should do at this moment so that we can qualify the prelims exam of Civil Services 2017. So see, first of all, what we have to do is that we need to think that what are the dimensions or what are the areas in which we should give more stress and what are the areas where we should take a bit lightly, that is on a lighter note. So let us discuss. So beginning with the geography part. The geography part, you have to emphasize on the static part, because the questions, if asked from the static part, which has a high chance, high probability this year, since in the last year they gave more stress on the current affairs part. So we are presuming that they will give stress on the static part this year, but it might not be true. So we have to study both the static as well as the current affairs part. Then so for geography, we have only the static part, which we should thoroughly revise. The second thing regarding geography is that in current affairs, the map part. So the names of certain cities like Aleppo and all this has been in news throughout the year. So we must remember names of certain cities like Aleppo, Idlib, and all this. Mark them on the map, see if there are any important rivers or islands or any important country land bodies surrounding it, or is it of any international importance from the point of view of trade and commerce and all this, or is it a part of any international countries like the G20, the BRICS, or something like that, international parts. So is it of international relevance? We have to mark them on the map. A map of both India as well as the world. Now for India map, you need to know the physical and the political map both. So for the physical map and both the political map, you can refer to the Orient Black Swan Atlas. So it's given very nicely over there. Apart from that, you need to know the from the agriculture part of geography, questions are usually asked from the static part, that is the crops. So where are they found? And then the climate, especially the different parts, how they are spread and what is the vegetation type, and then the tribes of India. So all these things are very small things, but some of us we just skip it, we just miss it. So you should keep in mind that in order to study all this before the exam. So then we move on to the economics part. Now this year, economics, for economics there has been a lot of things for the current affairs part, but for the static part there are few things, a few basic concepts which we must keep revising before before the exams, because it's no point in revising right now. You must start revising them at the end of the next month maybe, because the exam is on 18th June, and even if you revise all these things right now, you might forget. For example, I'll tell you, for example, the narrow money, the broad money, all these concepts, the repo rate, the reverse repo rate. So these concepts should be on the tip of your tongue. By chance, if questions come from static part of economics and these things are asked, you must make it correct, or else like it will not be nice. I mean, you will not have much chances, because these are the basic things which usually the aspirants will make right. So in that case, you will lose marks over there. So, and that should not be our aim. So we must revise them, but I will suggest to revise it just before the exam, so that it is there in your mind. Then for the rest of the part, just the current affairs part for economics. Mostly stress on the current affairs part and just revise the basics. So that's all for economics. So we have done geography, we have done economics. Now we move on to history. Now history, it's all about the static part. Current affairs, like then it will go under the art and culture part. So like important excavations, important sites, or maybe UNESCO has mentioned something as the World Heritage Site and all this. So for history, you need to revise the static part very thoroughly, especially the ancient, because they tend to ask many questions from the ancient, as per the past trends I'm speaking, because none of us know what is going to happen on 18th of June. So you must revise, be prepared with ancient history and the modern Indian history. Because for the medieval part, I would suggest that one should not spend much time, because there are so many terms and so many things that it's very difficult to remember. However, if you can, then it's very nice, you can do it. If you have the potential, you must always try. So basically the ancient and the modern Indian history part, and you must make sure that whenever questions come from this part, you have to make it correct, or else like there are people who will make it right and the cutoff will be high. So that's all for history. Then we move on to the environment and ecology part. So for that, I think the book on Shankar IS is more than enough, and then again stress on the current affairs part. So that they're also just like economics, same. For environment, you just revise the basics: what is ecosystem, what is ecology, and then the classification: individual, community, population, ecosystem, biome, biosphere. So that classification, and then the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, and the different wildlife protection act and all this, and then the entire current affairs part, like the Paris conference and everything, the Rotterdam Convention and all this. So stress on the current affairs part. So we are done with all the four pillars. Now the fifth pillar is the polity. So for polity also this year a lot of things has been in news, but the thing with polity is that the topics which has been in news are also a part of the static, because see, you cannot change the constitution, so the constitution remains the same. In that case, whatever has been discussed regarding any case or anything, so that belongs to the static part. So just pick up those topics and specifically read them more and more from the static part, because usually the trend is that whatever is in the news, so they ask same corresponding thing from the static part. So that has been the trend so far. Like recently the CAG has been in news, so you have to be thorough with the chapter on CAG. What are its functions, what is the limitation, or can he hold office after retirement, and all this. So this should be our motive. And like for this month and the middle of the next month, we can just revise and but from the time after that, we need to give at least one test every day, so that we can judge ourselves. Okay, so that's all for today, I think. And just have faith in yourself and work hard, and I'm sure you will just go through it, you can make it. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you and have a good day. That you can crack the exam. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.